Hello and welcome to another episode of My Backstage Pass. This is your host Lee Zimmerman, and I'm here with my producer, co-host, and good buddy Billy Hubbard. And today we're excited to have with us Grayson Capps as our guest. Hi Grayson, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Well, we're doing okay, man. It's a pleasure to speak with you. Before we went on the air here, you were telling us that you're from L.A., Lower Alabama.
That's right. And don't forget it.
No, I won't, because you could have said S.A., like an S, a very distinguished Southern Alabama, but it's Lower Alabama, so that sounds very
That's
impressive.
right. That's what they say down here. You gotta, it's just enough to throw people off a hair.
Yeah. Here they say, when I first moved here, I said I live in Eastern Tennessee, and I was quickly corrected. They said it's East Tennessee, so that geographical referencing is very, very important. So I can appreciate that.
Yeah, you got to get it right to know, if you actually live there or not.
Yeah, but if you do live in a place, you definitely got to get it right, or they're going to say, well, look at that. He's an encroacher here. He's an alien. So you got to make sure you get it right.
Yeah, it's kind of like I lived in New Orleans for a while. You say New Orleans, unless you want to rhyme with mean or lean, and you can possibly do New Orleans, but you got to do like Louisville, like you got marbles in your mouth. And all that kind of stuff.
Yes. It's basically one word, right? Nolans. Isn't that the proper pronunciation?
Yeah, that's people go a little bit, no, it's New Orleans.
It is? Okay.
You can go New Orleans if you live out in Metairie, maybe Chalmette. You might be saying New Orleans.
Yeah.
Darling. New Orleans, darling. These Chalmette sneakers on.
Yeah, there you go. So you have a new album, I guess, that's coming out at any moment now, the name of which is Heartbreak, Misery, and Death.
Songs for your cheer and enjoyment.
I'm a little intimidated by that title, though, I got to tell you. Heartbreak, Misery, and Death, right?
Well, it seems I put together songs that formed my musical palette, and songs I've listened to my whole life, and I wanted to chronicleize them. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. Finally did. Went into Dolphin Street Sound in Mobile with my friend Ryan Abinger. Corky and friend Ted were like, that's a good title.
Yeah,
that's pretty appropriate. So, I mean, it is, pretty much in that order. And I kind of ordered the songs that way. First few songs are about heartbreak, and then you got some misery, and then you got death toward the end.
Inevitably. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, the joys of life.
That's the old classic country themes of most of those songs, really.
Yeah, classic country. So, how did you go about choosing these particular songs?
It was not difficult. Like I said, I grew up with, songs that I'll actually sing to myself. I don't, practice like songs I've written to get ready, but songs that I actually play when I'm actually, by myself and just, want solace.
Mm-hmm.
These are those songs that have been with me forever, and they make me feel good to sing. It was pretty easy. This is kind of like the foundation of where, my songs came from. It kind of formed an early fascination for character sketches,
Mm-hmm.
like the song Stony, there's, some said that Louise, and Alberta, there's all these songs that say so much in less than like 3 minutes. And it always fascinates me how songs can manipulate time and space in such a way that you forget all that and you can kind of go through an entire movie in like 2 minutes and 50 seconds. And, it's very inspiring.
So Grayson, it seems like, from what you're saying, that you knew from a very early age that this is what you were going to do. I mean, it was all put together. Yeah.
Not really.
No?
I mean, I went through, the pains of high school. Both of my parents were school teachers, and my goal was to get into a good college. And so, it was like really stressful. But by the time I got, around eighth, ninth grade, that's when I started learning these songs. And we had just moved to Fairhope, Alabama, and Bobby would come over here, and that's when I started playing them for him. And then I realized the power of, singing songs and playing guitar to charm young ladies. So that was really the impetus of like
that's a motivator there.
Motivator. Yeah, that kind of kicked it in second gear. And then the response, and then the memory. I didn't know much about music. My father could sing good, but he could not clap to a rap song. So there's no innate, DNA shit going on.
Right.
So I had to work for it, and I had a early success. I went to Tulane and had some professors that really thought that the new theater was rock and roll. And I started a band called the House Levelers, and we got signed to Tipitina's first release record label.
Wow.
And we were on the road for like 3 years right when I graduated. So I started off with with the band at the age of 20, 21, and have been doing it ever since.
So did that particular band, did you guys record a record?
We did. It was called No Definitions, and it was on Tipitina's record label, and Jim Dickinson produced it.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one we'll have to try to find now. That sounds like
there's a song called Through. There's a song you can find on YouTube, I believe, called Through the Sun that we actually did a video of, or somebody did a video of. And there's another one called Kingdom of Love that's about Jimmy Swaggart and the hypocrisy. And we did one called David Duke that got a lot of play because that was at the time that people were riding around New Orleans.
Yes.
With the bumper sticker, "Vote for the crook, it's important." That was when Edwin Edwards was going up against David Duke. And we had this, "David Duke, you make me want to puke," It's like,
but that sounds good. Okay, good rhyme in that. Okay. Yeah.
David Duke.
Whoa, what was that?
Oh, that was a scary button.
We're very sophisticated here at Grayson Capps. So we have all the modern accoutrements, so to speak.
That was a scary button.
That was the scary button.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, no, that was. So obviously, you have built a very reputable career here, a very respected career with your original material. You have a number of terrific albums out there. So you were saying earlier that this album had kind of been in the plans for a while now. What finally?
Yeah, just something I wanted to archive. Yeah.
Yeah. So what finally pushed you over the edge where you said, "Okay, now is the time to do it"?
I think just coming to reckoning with trying to, getting older, trying to drink less, not end up like the characters in the album. And I think it was just I'm healthy, and I wanted to capture all this stuff, now. It's like I'm 57, and I feel like I've got a lot more years left, but it's just something, do it now. And so I just, something, I've been meaning to do. I don't know what made me just say do it. I think a little taste of mortality and wanting to get shit done while I'm healthy.
Right. Well, again, the album is Heartbreak, Misery, and Death. So
of course.
I guess there is a little motivation in that final part of the
title. Yeah, you can't, nobody was going to be able to find recordings of those songs anywhere, although I've done them, at live shows here and there. For a long time. And on the live streaming that happened during the pandemic, I did a lot of live streaming and played a lot of those songs. Then that's probably the impetus for it, is those songs coming back up while I was live streaming, because I was playing stuff I've been playing my whole life, my little shed, and having viewers from all over the world looking at me and being very intimate and strange time. I think that's when those songs kind of came back up.
Mm-hmm.
So that, I didn't think about it, but that's pretty sure that's what brought them back up and brought them back to life.
Yeah. So, overall, I think this is your, seventh album now? Seventh studio album so far, right?
Yeah, seventh if you're not including Willie Sugar Capps records.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So how would you describe, the
Yeah, well, also I have like a Stave and Chain record and a House Leveler record. So I don't know, probably 10 at this point.
Well, the completest
Grayson
amongst
Capps.
us.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Okay, well, the completest amongst us now are challenged to get everything.
There's an Italian release too called Love Songs, Mermaids, and Grappa.
Of course it is. It's Italian. Of course it is. I don't know what that. It could, maybe if it was a French record, it could have been called "Ma chérie, I love you so with your beret." I don't know. Something to think about.
Well, in Italy, it could have just been called Birra and Bella Figa and Grappa.
Really? Does that translate literally?
In a loose way, yeah. I'm not going to tell you what Bella Figa means. You can figure that out.
Okay, well, we'll take your word for it because I don't think Billy or I speak fluent Italian. We know a little bit.
I speak Inglesiana, enough to get by.
Right. We can walk into a restaurant and say, spaghetti with marinara sauce, and I think that's pizza Alfredo. I think that's about the extent. I don't even know.
And Alfredo doesn't exist in Italy, by the way. Really.
I've been told also that pizza is not a primary Italian food. It's an American invention. I don't know.
Actually, they took them a while to claim it. It was really not a proud thing for Italians to bring up because it's such a poor man's food. No, really. And it started in the south of Italy, and they were not proud of it. And so I think when Italians moved to America, they had a lot more ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
So Italian Americans seem to be fatter because they've got, more access to more cheese, more meat, more everything. And so lasagnas were bigger, but the traditional Italian food is sparser and a lot healthier, really.
Really? It sounds like you've been over there. You've spent some time over
a lot, yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, I started going there about 12, 13 years ago when it's probably longer than that. That movie, A Love Song for Bobby Long, was really popular over there, and I did all the music for it.
Wow.
And so I've got like a good fan base over there. Actually, I'm going back on tour there in January.
Really? Okay. That sounds good. By the way, and I'll just throw this in, I don't know if while you're over in Europe, if you're looking for a tour manager, I would consider it. But I don't want to drive and I don't do any heavy lifting, but I will keep the paparazzi at bay. So if that appeals
that's
to you,
necessary. It's tough being famous.
I know. So we can talk. We can talk. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually just got back from Germany, Belgium, and the Netherlands.
Really?
Tuesday. Yeah, I just flew in Tuesday night. So I've been on tour for 2.5 weeks. Yeah.
Oh, that's
pretty much every day except for one day off.
Wow. Wow. That's pretty impressive right there.
Yeah. And the new album went, I played, the shows off the new record over there, and it went great. And I'm excited. That was kind of the test ground. But yeah, so I've got a good fan base there. I've been going there for a while too. So
very cool. Very cool. Well, the offer is open, Grayson Capps. So you let me know. We'll talk.
I will.
Yeah, it sounds. I don't know. It sounds like a good offer.
It doesn't pay much, but there's lots of adventures involved.
All right. Again, if I don't have to drive or lift any heavy equipment, we'll get the roadies to do that.
Right. I promise stories that you can tell your
and back at you. We'll trade. So in the meantime, why don't we listen to a song off the new album, Heartbreak, Misery, and Death. We're going to play Early Morning Rain. Wonderful song.
Hey, can I tell you a little bit about that and why it's on the record?
Sure. Yeah.
So Bobby Long, I was enamored of him. He was like Anthony Quinn in the movie Zorba the Greek, crossed with Al Pacino in the movie Scent of a Woman, with a little bit of Charles Bronson. He's larger than life. Yeah, and I was enamored of him, and my dad got worried. And one morning he woke me up around 4 a.m. to watch Bobby throwing up in the toilet and all just messed up, just super drunk. He was mad at him, and he wanted me to see the ugly side of Bobby. And we, at this point, Bobby had $5 in his pocket, no shoes, had pissed everybody off, but he had a ticket to Las Vegas from the Pensacola airport. Okay. So we drove him from Bruton to Pensacola at 5 a.m, and my dad played Peter, Paul, and Mary's version of "In the Early Morning Rain," and that song, every time I play it, every time I hear it, it reminds me of leaving Bobby at the airport in the rain. And that whole scenario played itself out. So there you go, In the Early Morning Rain.
Cool story, man. That is cool. Well, yeah, let's give it a spin.
Well, it's a beautiful song. Here we go.
In the early morning rain, with $1 in my hand and an aching in my heart, and my pockets full of sand. I'm a long way from home. I missed my loved ones so. In the early morning rain, no place to go. Out on one-way number 9, big 707 set to go. But I'm stuck here on the ground where cold winds blow, where the liquor tasted good and the women all were fast. Well, there she goes, my friend. She's rolling down at last. Hear those mighty engines roar. See that silver wing on high. She's weighing westward bound. Far above the clouds she'll fly, where the rain don't fall and the sun always shines. She'll be flying over my home in about 3 hours' time. This old airport's got me down. It's no earthly good to me, 'cause I'm stuck here on the ground, cold and drunk as I might be. You can't jump a jet plane like you can a freight train, so I best be on my way in the early morning rain.
Wow, that's lovely. I mean, I've heard that song so many times, but you really have a vibrancy, and you really bring that record home, that song home, really.
Yeah, thanks. Well, like I said, there is a who, what, when, where, why, and under what circumstance. I mean, I can smell that morning, and I think that's part of what makes a song work, is when you can be in it. And
Yeah.
also, Corky, my friend I've been playing with for a long time, is a phenomenal, world-class guitar player, and his guitar playing on that totally brings it home and has that mournful thing, and gives it the time and place that it suits it just right. Yeah, it's
Grayson, I gotta say though, man, you like Leonard Cohen said, you've been born with a gift of a golden voice, if anybody ever was.
Yeah,
You
beautiful.
got great vocals on that.
well,
Yeah,
thanks.
terrific. Really, really terrific. So, I was trying to ask this question a bit ago. We got into conversation, but how would you kind of describe the trajectory of your career from early on up to this point now? I mean, do you see sort of an evolution in your approach or anything to that degree?
I've gotten more confident with who
Okay.
I am. I'm
Okay.
definitely better than I used to be. And
Okay.
actually, my guitar playing, my vocal ability is better than it's ever been in my career, and I hope to just keep getting better. But as far as kind of what my career has been like, it's been a series of major ups and downs. Right when I am selling out places, in New York, and got a whole page ad in the Village Voice
Wow.
at one time, and
Mhm.
being playing on the streets in New Orleans at another time, with nothing, and then getting signed again, and having to teach John Travolta how to play these same songs in a movie, and then all of a sudden riding the wave of being
Wow.
writing the songs for a love song for Bobby Long that starred John Travolta and Scarlett Johansson.
Mm-hmm.
Then getting signed to this it was Hyena Records. There's a bunch of people who had been like Capitol Records guys, Joel Dorn, Bill Dern, and Henry Marks, and they started sending me to Europe, real fancy, with like these great gigs, and then Hurricane Katrina happened. So right when I'm like going on this trajectory of like ta-da, then I've lost my home. And
Wow.
I've lost everything.
Wow.
And I had to stop. And
Oh,
then, that's when we moved to Franklin, Tennessee. We kind of got embraced. Me and my wife, Trina, she just walked in. We got embraced by Nashville pretty good, and kind of had to start over. And things were just different. And then I decided to move back to the Mobile area, started a whole new band, and that had its own thing. Toured Europe with that again, and it's just been a strange little roller coaster ride. And, through it all, I've, like I said, become more confident with my songwriting and who I am.
Mm-hmm.
And also I make a living at it, and it's a comfortable living. I've kind of navigated it at this point without managers, without booking agents. I've tried it, and I really like the freedom of being able to do what I want to do when I want to do it. I of course would love to have a bus, but then I also know people with a bus who make less than I do because the overhead is crazy.
It eats a lot of gas. Come on, it eats a lot of fuel.
Yeah, you got to pay for the driver and everything.
Exactly. And again,
so,
I'll remind you, I don't drive, but I could be on the bus and just keep you amused, but I won't drive. I'm sorry. I just want to make that clear because I think we're close to a deal. Really.
We are. It's going to be a blast.
Well, Grayson, it's been a pleasure speaking with you, man. And your new record is absolutely terrific. Heartbreak, Misery, and Death.
And the songs, actually, my favorite songs are dark songs, and they make me feel good. And, happy songs make me want to destroy things. So,
hey, I'm glad to hear that. I thought something was wrong with me. It seems like all the songs I like are sad.
Sounding a little scary to me.
I agree with you, man.
But we'll talk. So if people want to find out more about you, where can they go? Is there a website that they can check out?
It's just simply my name, GraysonCapps.com.
Okay.
And it's got all the contact information, and there's Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and I just started a thing on TikTok. Features mostly the horses that we have. I like to do horse videos, and
okay.
Actually I just got back from taking care of some horses.
All right. Well, don't get hoarse because you still have you still have some performances coming up. I'm so sorry. I really apologize, Billy. I got to apologize to Billy here.
Okay, I try to keep him away from the board, but he escaped.
Hilarious.
Yeah, well, hey, man, we really appreciate you being with us today, guys. And by the way, let me tell you, my wife, I play a lot of music around different guests we're having, and she's immediately loved your voice and your sound, all your songs.
Oh, cool. Man. Well, I appreciate you guys taking the time to do this.
Absolutely.
That's valuable to me, so I appreciate you.
Yeah. Well, folks, be sure and check out Grayson Capps. You'll love it. And big thanks to our host here, Lee Zimmerman. By the way, he's a famous author. Got a couple books out there available on Amazon. Also, please like, share, and subscribe to My Backstage podcast on your favorite outlet. And we'll see y'all next time. Happy trails.
Happy trails.